Okay, everybody, you better cancel that soft landing out there. I know Jerome Powell is still talking about it. He even mentioned it today during his meeting. But he held rates constant. We're going to talk about what that means for you, inflation, what you should be doing, all that good stuff. We're going to head into that. At the end of the video, we're going to talk about a couple of geopolitical articles not getting a lot of attention. One's about Egypt. One's about Turkey, and I think they're quite important to see where we're headed from here. But first, we need to dig into this interest rate meeting that the Fed just had, the Fomc meeting they just had. And like I said, what it means to you. And thank you for everybody that's hitting that like button right now. If you haven't done yet, just go ahead and just click on that. It really helps, get the word out, helps share it helps get the channel out to other people. YouTube really helps share your video, puts it on the feeds when those likes go up, and comments as well. And also subscribe to the channel so you can get more of these videos when they come out. Well, let's head on over here. And we see here that the FOMC leaves rates unchanged. So they didn't lower them. A lot of people thought they might lower them. Some people thought they'd hold steady, which they did. But they signal much more hawkish talk for 2024. And what does hawkish mean? Hawkish means they're going to go for higher rates, continued high rates, not lowering it, not turning that money printer on. Dovish means lowering rates and returning that money printer on. So we're staying hawkish. Why is that? Well, as you and I know, inflation's out of control and they can't stop it, and they've lost control of it. In my opinion, that's what I think. They've lost control of inflation, and they talk about a soft landing, but we're going to nosedive into that runway, much like you saw on the thumbnail. Anyway, let's read a little bit what we have here. It says that the policymakers still foresee one more rate hike this year. And in 2024, they see maybe a couple rate reductions. They were thinking maybe 4. We're going to see here in their predictions. Might be just 2 rate reductions. But I don't even know if they'll get that far. I don't know if they'll even be able to get that much into it. We'll have to wait and see. And as it says here in bold, Fed expects rates to stay higher for longer because inflation is going to be higher for longer. Here's the 12 of the 19 said, yeah, we got to hike rates one more time this year. The stock market's probably not going to like that too much. We'll see. We're going to check out the stocks in a minute, but let's go through the dots. What are the dots? The dots is like how they predict. I can link this article so you can read it. This is more of the summary, but if you look down here, the dot plots are, where are they? Way down here at the bottom thing. These are the dots. And they kind of was what the Fed uses to predict what's going to go on. But the summary's up here. It's much easier. So in 2023, this year, they're going to say rates are going to be about 5.625%. That means we can expect another 0.25% before the end of the year. In 2024, it's going to go to 5.125, they say, versus 4.625. So that's a 0.5 point reduction for 50 basis points, and they're predicting a whole point, whole 100 basis points in reduction. So what's that mean? They know inflation is going to be high all of 2024. Into 2025, we're still at 3.9% basically. By that time, 3.9% interest, basically, we're going to be close to 40, 45, maybe 50 trillion in debt. We're at 33 trillion right now, as I put out. We'll probably hit 34 by the end of the year. And, they're talking about a budget or, stopgap measure, whatever they're going to do to spend more money. That's going on right now. But at 40 or 50 trillion, by 2026 or so, 2025, we're talking over $1 trillion in just interest payments to people to hold our debt. If we can get other countries to buy the debt anymore. That means crash and burn time. You might as well just cancel everything at that point. Long run, 2.5%. No more you going down to zero, no more cheap mortgage rates. Long run, 2.5% means higher mortgage rates for, the long term. So not good. And another thing I pointed out here on my Twitter, you saw me put out here that this is earlier today. It has the same points, but the number 4, Fed sees inflation at 2.6% in 2024. So if inflation is at 2.6% in 2024, yet they have interest rates at 5.1% or so, almost double, that's your sign right there that they're telling you, yeah, we know that inflation's not really 2.6%. We're just saying that so we can get close to that 2% that we like to steal from you every year. They know it's a lot higher. We know it's a lot higher. Everybody's seen gas prices lately, all that. We know it's higher. So let's look at the current state of the markets, how they're reacting to this. So we're going to talk about what this means for me and you. Not a good sign at all. But here we have, let's start with the stocks. So Dow Jones, this was up a lot higher. This was up almost 200 points. It's coming down now. S&P is in the red. NASDAQ's in the red. Let's just refresh it, make sure we got the newest things. So I would expect the Dow Jones to, probably get in the red today as well. They don't like higher interest rates, and they're going to hike them again. So if you're in the stocks, once again, all the stuff I'm saying after this, not a money advisor, not a financial advisor. I'm not smart enough for that. I don't know anything. Go talk to someone that went to school and got one of those fancy degrees. But this is just an opinion of an everyman and his prepping. So I expect this to go down, though. Bonds. So we get the 10-year going down just a fraction. But look what it says here. 2-year Treasury yield touches highest level since 2006. Well, remember I told you the undefeated chart, the yield spread between the 10-year and the 2-year, how it's undefeated and calling recessions. Let's peek at that really quick. And as you can see, we're at negative 0.71, so the 2-year is 0.71% higher than the 10-year. And you can see we're still well below that zero line, well below the negative. And as you can see, every time the gray bars once again mark recessions. Every time it dips below, recession, dips below, recession, dips below, recession. About a year to 18 months afterwards. Well, we're well into that time right now, and we're still hanging down below. We haven't even come up yet. All these recessions happened when it came back up. So yeah, the recession's coming. It's going to be big. These are just little dips. Look at the size of this dip we're in now. That recession's going to hurt bad. So get ready for that. Let's look at oil. Oil's down a little bit, still over $90 a barrel. Brent's at 93. It is down a little bit. I expect these to go up as well. Let's check out gold and silver. They seem to be a little positive on the news because when your dollar dies and all that, you want your gold and silver are going to be more valuable. So let's talk about this. What does all this mean? Interest rates remain the same. Going to go higher this year. Going to have a little cuts next year, maybe. I don't know if you can count on that. Going to be high all next year. And yeah, that big fat recession, it's coming. I can't tell you when, but as the undefeated chart showed you, it is coming. So what does this mean for you? This means, like I said, not financial advice or anything, of course. YouTube out there. But buy assets. Buy all the assets you can. I don't have my fiat currency here. I can show you right now around that I had the other day. But take your little green bills and buy assets with them. Now, that doesn't mean, real estate, cars. It can be any asset you want it to be. It could be food, medicine, brass, lead, self-defense tools. It could be land. It could be real estate. Personally, like I said, opinion myself, don't think I'd put it into stocks because I don't see that as being an asset for this. Could be precious metals. Could be, as you can see over here behind me, commo, lighting, first aid, whatever. Buy assets, clothing, whatever it is, because it is going to be more expensive in the future than it is now, and there might be more scarce. Like I said, you always have the looming China back there and Taiwan. If that goes hot, there goes all our goods. So that's all I have to say about this. That's my word to you. Buy assets, gonna get worse. That's what it means today with what came out today. Put in the comments below what you think this means, or if you have any other insight. Love to hear it. Love you guys when you help me out, all that stuff. Put all your things down there that, what your opinions are. Love to hear everything. So let's move on. I know I say so a lot. I should stop saying it all the time. I don't know if it irritates you, but I got to work on that one. Anyway, moving on over here. These are the two geopolitical articles. Turkey wants to part ways with the EU. Turkey's been trying to get in the EU. I've been telling you for about a year that I think Turkey eventually is going to flip out of NATO and go to the Russia-China side. They've been riding that fence. They were pro-Russia. We're not doing sanctions. We're going to take Russian oil. Then they went pro-NATO and gave some drones and, we're really helping Ukraine out. Now they've kind of switched back and they're going pro-Russia again with the gas pipeline and other stuff. Who knows? And trying to work deals for the grain deal. Now they're saying, we're not going to be part of the EU. We don't want to be part of the EU. The EU is saying, we're going to not let you in. Basically, it says here, they want to be in because of visa liberation. Turkish citizens that work in the EU could travel freely. They don't have to go through the visa process. It also help out Turkey's economy because we get more workers going into the EU because, Turkey has super hyperinflation right now and their economy is crap, basically. And they said here that EU officials balked at linking the two issues of getting Sweden in and into NATO and EU and Turkey into EU. That's not going to happen because, well, they say civil rights abuses and the deterioration of rule of law in Turkey under Erdogan is why they're not going to let him in. So just want to bring this out because I haven't heard much talk about it, but Turkey, once again, not really too much a NATO ally. Like I said, I think they'll still break away, and this kind of kind of puts it out there. What else do we have here? The last one. U.S. to shift military aid away from Egypt into Taiwan. Now, it's not that much, because you can see how much we give Egypt on a yearly basis. But remember, Egypt, January, going to be part of BRICS, going to be part of that alliance. Yeah, we should pull our money away. We should pull all of our foreign money away. Most nations, we give so much money out there. How about we pull all foreign money away and maybe house some vets and take care of some homeless people and, and improve the infrastructure of the country and all kinds of stuff. How about pay down the debt? I don't know, crazy stuff like that. But I'm going on a tangent. Anyway, Egypt gets some money taken away. Part of BRICS. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. Giving it to Taiwan. Is that a coincidence? No, because China's going to try to stomp on Taiwan soon. And we need to start funneling resources, military aid, and money in that direction. So it says U.S. will withhold $85 million in annual military aid. Like I said, that's hardly anything because, as you see right here, we give them $1.3 billion every year. How about we cut that off totally? That'd save a lot of money. But we're redirecting it. I just want to show, and now all that's going there. Out of the 85, 55 will go to Taiwan and 30 go to Lebanon for some unknown reason. I don't know why, but it is. But the big thing here is I want to point out that we're more of the BRICS and the West break up. Just a little thing happening. The little things lead to big things. And like I said, I haven't seen much talked about this, but I think it's a little thing that's going to lead to big things. There's going to be more anti-BRIC stuff by the U.S. and the West, the EU and all that, and vice versa. And as you can see, we're shifting money into Taiwan because that is heating up. We talked about just the other day, 103 planes, violating Taiwan's, imaginary line in the Taiwan Straits, all that stuff. I mentioned how October is the great time for China to attack because of the ocean currents and the weather and all that. We shall wait and see. But these are two items I think aren't going unseen. They're proving which way the world is headed. But the biggest thing is buy assets. Interest rates remain high. Mortgage is going to be high. Recession coming. Yeah, I know it's all doom and gloomy stuff, but I know you can get ready for it. You have time. Do what you can do. And until next time, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.